Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so this is part 2, and on this one we are going to make the journal, the little elastic button closure journal, and it's very simple, and it's a really nice little project, very quick easy project to do with your papers that we made in the last one. So I shall show you what I have done. Okay, so pop that to the side. Oopsie daisy. So this is the paper, one of the papers that we did, or this is actually the paper that we did in the last one. And what I've done, I've just cut just the top piece off. So this is 6 inches here, okay, and it's the same length, so it's the same as this. So it's just a whole piece, and we just fold that piece over. I've already cut the pages to go inside. Now I've used 10 A4 sheets, okay, which gives you which I've just folded in half and torn down the middle, so that gives us 40 sheets, 40 pages I mean. So what I'm going to do, turn this over like that, and we're just going to measure it. Okay, so we want to measure it so this is sort of level here, so it's just level here like that. So that looks perfect. Like that, level it off, just fold it down the side there, pop that back in. We will be sewing that in later, and then we just turn that piece over, so it just gives you a little bit of room to sort of fold it over like that. So it's very sort of eyeball-y, but you can measure if you like. Let me measure so you can see. So this bit I have, let's turn it around this way. That is nearly 4.5, just under 4.5 inches. And I folded this piece in just over 2.5 inches. Okay, so that's what it roughly is. So like that. So that's that piece. So we're going to keep that piece to the side. This piece we're going to use in a minute. Okay, but first of all I want to show you, this is a piece of card that I've got, and it matches absolutely perfect with this. So this is what I want to pop on the inside of here, so we don't see this messy bit. If you have a look on this one, what I've done, I've taken a purple piece here, whether you can see, I've actually gessoed on it here, look, just lightly, so it just gives it a little bit of texture, so it's not just a plain piece of card. So that's what I'm going to do with this piece. So I'll pop that to the side. I'm just going to do the whole piece like that, so then we can stick that on and cut round it. So what I've done, I've got my gesso here, and I've got a paintbrush, just an old paintbrush. Take a little bit of gesso, just wiped it on the side like that, and just go over it gently. Okay, just little gentle marks on your page like that. That's it. Just gives it a nice texture inside your little journal. So let's do all of it like this. It just takes minutes to dry. There we go, and that's it, easy peasy. But you can stamp on it if you wanted to do some more stamping on the inside piece. You can do that, it's no problem. So you can use whatever you like. So if you've only got white card, you can stamp on it again, or you can actually even put another piece of this on the inside, so it's doubled. You could do 2 different colours, but I thought that looks quite nice on there. So let me just clean this mess up. Take that out of the way. Well, I'm going to give this a quick blast with my heat gun. Okay, so that's dry. That doesn't take any time to dry at all. So what we want to do now, turn it over that way, and we want to stick this onto the paper. So, and I'm going to use my glue stick because I'm going to sew around the edge. So let me get a glue stick from here. Okay, You can use PVA glue, anything, a bit of Mod Podge, whatever glue you like. But I'm going to use some glue stick because I like glue stick, and it also, I'm going to sew it around the edges as well. So there we go. Let's just glue this down. Nice lot of glue on there. Like that. Turn it over and just stick it on like that. Stick it down nicely. Okay, so then what I need to do, where's my scissors? Here we go. Take my nice big scissors. You can cut it round with it with a knife or wherever you like, and we'll just cut around the edges. Perfect. There we go. So now we have two sides. Make sure that's all stuck down nicely. And before I fold it up, I'm going to actually sew round the edges. Okay, let me just pop these pieces to the side so we can have that piece. And then what we're going to do is just measure, because this is going to be like the little pocket on the side, so I'm going to just measure this here down. Let me get my pencil, so then we can just cut this piece off to make a little pocket. Get my little cutter and we measure that. So then I'm going to sew around, sew down this side or this side, whichever side you'd like on the side, and we put that on there like that. And this one, what I'm going to do on the side, but I'll measure that one afterwards. So for now I'm going to sew around all the way around the edge and then just down one of these sides. So I'll be back 2 minutes. Okay, so I've sewn all the way around here, and I've actually sewn all the way around this one as well. So let me just cut these little edges off. Okay, so now I need to bend this. So which side? I think this was the little flap, so bend that one over, and then I think you can just about see there where we bent it, so then that goes there like that. So then we've got our little pocket, not our little pocket, our little journal cover. Let me just find my little scissors, just cut these little bits off. So this one I've sewn around the side, and I'm just going to stick this around the edge. Stick, not around the edge, just stick it around on this bit. And I need to measure this in because that's where it bends. So I'm just going to pop that in, not so it goes right to the edge. So just about there. I'm going to chop that off. And we complete that piece. This piece you can actually, if you wanted to, you could actually sew it where you were sewing the outside of it. Stick it on and sew it. But I'm going to just stick that down with some 3-in-1. So I'm just going to quickly sew around this one so I can stick that piece on as well. Okay, so we've got the two little pockets now which we can pop on. So we can stick those down. And where's my glue? Here we go. So I'm just going to stick down this side. I wouldn't want to sew that on because you'll see the sew marks, the stitch marks on the back. So I'm just going to stick it down like this. And this 3-in-1 is really strong. So if you've got anything like Fabric-Tac or anything as well, you can stick it down. So let's pop that right onto the edge. That. Stick it down. And we will do the same with this one. So depends which way you want it. So I'm going to do it like this. This goes on there. There we are. Perfect. Okay, so that folds in and then that folds in. Lovely. So you can ink, if you want to do, you can ink the edges, but I'm going to leave them because I quite like it like this. So now, we'll use this piece in a minute. I'm actually going to put the elastic on now. So what I did for the other ones, I put 2 little holes in here. Where did we go? So this is attached and you don't lose it, because you can just make a little loop and attach the button to it. But I've made them before and I end up losing them. So I've actually attached it into the book. So you've got 2 little holes in there, little eyelets in here, 2 eyelets that side and 2 eyelets that side. So what I'm going to do is measure here. So let's measure the elastic first. Okay, so this is just some little quite thin elastic. It's 0.2 and it's just 400 centimeters long. So that's 0.2 is the width of this. So what I need to do, probably an easier way of measuring this, but I'm going to pop that underneath like that. I just bend it around like this, so it's roughly there. Chop a little bit more off because we can always cut it down. We can't make it any bigger. So then what I'm going to do is measure 2 little holes here. So if we do, if this is 6 centimeters here, 6 inches I mean, if we go on to 3, that's the middle. So if I do just a dot either side of the 3 like that, and that's where we can pop the little holes. So if we measure just like that, so they're level. And then what we need to do, let me just pop the lid on there. Make a couple little holes in there. So I've just got my little eyelet setter here. So let's use a little one here. Pop that underneath. Make 4 little holes. Go. That's the fiddly bit over. Let's pop that to the side. Okay, so that's that. Oops, let's get that out of the way. So now we have 2 little hole eyelets there either side. So what we want to do is pop this through here. Now hopefully this will go through nicely. Goes through that way, through there, back through this hole, and then back through here. Okay, there we go. And then, as you can see, just pull that out a little bit. And then we just need to attach the button to here. Right, so let's take that off. Got a big jar of black buttons in here. So we'll use this one, I think. Nice big button, and it goes quite well with these because they look a bit like buttons, don't they? So what I'm going to do, because this has got 4 holes in it, I'm just going to do the diagonally, so push it through there and pop this one through there like that, and then you can just sort of measure it like that, and I'm just going to just tie this in a little knot, so that's about right. So I'm going to double knot it. You can add a little bit of glue if you think you need a little bit of glue. Don't want to cut it off too much. There we go, there's your little fastener. So apart from these little fiddly bits, you don't have to do this bit if you don't want to. You can just make the loop and just tie it round, but I thought if you attach it, it means it stays with the journal and you don't lose it. So that's that bit done. So all we've got to do now, if I can get this off, I'm just going to tangle it up now, silly billy. All we have to do now is sew in this little bit of this little signature here, which sits in there nicely, like that. Okay, so this is another bit. Let's find the middle. Go. Pop that there like that. Make sure your piece of elastic's out the way, so if I pull it all the way through, I'm going to get my book. Pop that down, and then we'll just make 3 holes in here. Like that. I think that went through. And I've just got my wax thread, whatever I did with it, on my needle. Look, I've attached it to my magnet there. So this is just some wax thread which I'm going to use. You can use any thread. So we'll pop that through there. Back up through the bottom one. There we go. Hold that this way. And then we pop that back through there. What I normally like to do is just go so I can find the hole so it goes all the way through. Like that. Perfect. Tie this either side. Like that. Now you can have anything if you want to dingle dangle things off there if you want to, but I'm just going to cut them sort of level with that like that. Right, let's get rid of the book, pop that over there. So there we go, we have one little simple elastic button journal. Let's pop this through there again. So that clips onto there like that. So how easy peasy was that? Right, so now we have this last little piece which is left over. So I'm going to make 2 little paper clips. So this is just over 3 inches, so let's do it just over. Cut it in half, so we've got 2, and then all as I did was bend it in half like that, squeeze it together. This one would bend in half, and then I'm going to get a couple of paper clips. Pop a paper clip on this side. One on there, way. And then I just need to put some glue in there, and then we've got 2 paper clips. Just glue them together. Now you can stick some bits and pieces on there, but I quite like them like that, because look, you can see all that nice stamping that we did. So you can sew around here as well if you like, but just watch your needle of your sewing machine where the paper clip is. For some reason mine seem to, when I sew around them, it just seems to jump over them, so it never hits them, which is lucky. And we've got one there. Get some glue out. Just make sure you stick the glue where the paper clip is, so it doesn't come out off, so it doesn't pull out when you put it on and off the page. Stick them down, make sure they're nice and stuck, like that, and that's perfect. And then we have two lovely easy peasy paper clips, which will go nicely into our journal. So we haven't wasted any of the paper. We used every little piece of paper, and if you wanted to use recycled cardboard or anything on there, you can do that. We'll pop upside down, put paper clips onto the pages there, and there we go, one lovely little journal. So you can have all your little notes in that side, little pocket there, and then you've got this lovely little journal. So now I have two little journals, and I think a nice little set of those would be lovely, because these are the other papers that we did, wherever they are. Here they are. So you could have a nice rainbow set of journals, which I thought would look really lovely. So easy peasy, very quick and easy. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed that quick one. So if you're a beginner, that is just perfect for you, and it's a really nice little project. Okay guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.